Okay. Uh, we continue from where we stop. Hello, Ifeanyi. Hello. Okay, you check and see now. They don't do anything. The only way is if you reduce your you are reduce your pay also. That's the policy. Yeah. Really, I'm telling you. So it's something they put seeds on their side. You don't change it. They will do this. I'm telling you. Only option is if I have money, I don't they don't understand. Yeah, I say if I have, you know I don't have now. We are buying October. It should be the 15th. You are thinking, by the time you say they should pay the 5,000. Voila. Talk with her. But I doubt. But just talk with her. Listen. Zai kira ki ni dai na ce masa ba discount. I fix it. Okay, we continue. We stop at slide 143. So we are starting from slide 143.
Okay.
$143. So come. Can we have the slide shared? Okay, so we continue. Now you are having two scenarios before you. These are two trade journals. One is by Adevite Ifeinwa. The second is by Adevite Halima. This is what they record in terms of PIP. They are all EFX traders. So I want us to take a look at them, and I'm going to ask us a question. Which one do you think is trading good? Observe it now, then I ask a question of them. Just observe. Yeah, 45. So observe the two trade journals. observe the two trade journals of Adebite Ifenwa and Adebite Halima. Then you should answer the poll board I'm going to create. I'm going to create a poll board on the screen and then you answer it. Which EFX trader is trading goods? No, you will answer on the Adebite Ifeyunwa and then Adebite Halima.
On the online?
On the online, yes. You will answer on the online. You will see day. One is Adebite Ifenwa and then the other one Adebite Halima. Which one do you think is trading good? Let's answer it on the full board. There is no answer coming yet. So one person have chosen Adebite Ifenwa. Do you have more answers? So is that the only answer we have? So let's view the result and see. All those who participated in the vote choose Adebite Ifenwa. So let's go and analyze and see our result. Adebite Ifenwa was able to be making large number of PIP in profit. But she also made large number of PIP in loss. Adebite Halima is making small PIP in profit and it lost. So if you sum everything on Adebite Ifen where she was at loss, sum them all, you will see she was at cumulative loss. But when you sum everything on Adebite Halima, she was in a cumulative profit. So as far as Forex is concerned, Adebite Halima is trading good. better than Ifeinwa. Because the accumulation is what matters. After you sum everything, what do you take home at the end of the trading period? At the end of the trading period, Adebite Ifeinwa, she recorded loss. Even though she was able to make large PIP in profit in some areas, but at the end of it, she was in loss. Halima that was been making small PIP, she was able to manage and get a profit at the end. So Halima is trading good. So let's go to next slide. Now let's observe this journal again. We still have Adebite Halima recorded the following in her first quarter trade journal. And then Adebite Halima, no, one of them is Ifeinwa. The first one is supposed to be Ifeinwa, not Halima. So Ifeinwa recorded what we have there, and then Halima recorded what you have in the other side. So do you have incremental audit good in any of them? What we call incremental audit, from the last trading to this trading session, is there improvement? Ifeinwa in the last trading session has a loss. Does she have a loss here too? Let's check. Sum everything. She's having a profit here. So she's having incremental good. The last one is loss, this one is a profit. Now let's see Halima. Her last one is a profit. Let's see this one. Did she make profit? Are you sure? Sum it off.
Yes.
You are sure?
Yes.
She made profit.
Yes.
How much?
85.
So she too, she is trading good here based on incremental gain. So that is what is expected of a trader. At the end of the session, to come out with profit. Even if there are loss somewhere, it doesn't matter. And then the next trading session, you maintain what you have, or you add. If you are making a profit, you should make profit in the next one too. If you are making a low profit, the next one you should make more profit. That's what we call incremental audit good in trading. Next slide. Trade journal period. Your trade journal shall have a period where you will close and observe the trading you have within the period. Choosing journal trading period. Long period may not give you good auditing. It will allow you to be slack. Short period may not be realistic, will make you in a rush. Long period may give birth to slacking and many days with no trading. Short period may create rush and hurry, which can eventually result in terrible losses. So the following trade journal period are ideal among traders. There is a monthly period, that is 30 or 31 days. Quarterly period, 3 months. Biannually, 6 months. Annually, 12 months. And then 1.5 years, and then 2 years. Gwani Software, we are using quarterly for our higher trader. So if you are selected to trade, you will be given 3 months to do your trading. Each having its merits and demerits. Irregular changes in journal period may affect trading. So which trade journal period is good for you? Do we have answers? Do you have traders willing to share their answers? Mansoor? Which trading period will you use for your journal? What about Bakar? So what about Fatima? Quarterly. So next slide.
But why quarterly, sir?
No, there is no each will have a reason. We say it should not be too short, it should not be too long. That's just the logic. It shouldn't be too short, it shouldn't be too long. Now drill on the use of Fibonacci. We are going to do some drill on how you will use Fibonacci with the ABA trade open limits. The open limit of ABA trade can be used to the advantage of a trader using Fibonacci. Now we should recall that there are two open limits in ABA trade, the buy stop and the buy limit. We should also recall that Fibonacci support has entry at 38.2, you can still remember, and exit at either 161.8 or 61.8. Stop loss can be set using any tool. Here we will set it manual considering account with small equity of $200. We will demonstrate how to use Fibonacci result to our own advantage using the open limit and the close limit of ABA trades. Next slide. Now let's take a look. This is USD CAD. So look at the Fibonacci series on it. A Fibonacci series was casted. Do you think it's accurate? Look at the points inside the Fibonacci and the point outside. By merely looking, we will say it's accurate. Majority are inside. Good. So the Fibonacci result of the USD was taken on 29 October 2021 by 1:53 p.m. That was yesterday, roughly 24 hours back. There is a signal support with entry at 38.2. Can you see the 38.2 point? Is there?
Yes.
Good. And then the signal shows the pair can give maximum profit. So the profit at 161.8 will roughly be ratio 1 to 3. Because the 161 is the maximum exit point Fibonacci will give you. And that maximum is going at the 1 to 3 ratio. Can you see 161 visible there? 161.8 is visible. I didn't mean it's not visible, we will not take 61. So 161 is visible, isn't it? It is. Then the current price, can you see it in blue, is 1.2356. We are going to use this result and make use of the open limit and close limit of ABA trades. Next slide. Now, we use our channel to capture the price at the entry point. What is the price at the entry point? Which is 38.2. It was being captured. You will see it in a black rectangle. Can you see it in the black rectangle? And then the exit price at 161 is also captured using channel. You will see that another black rectangle. So we have our entry price, and then the one at 161 is our take profit. Are we clear? Good. Next slide. Using channel on the Fibonacci result, we obtain the entry price to be 1.234699. Our take profit at 1 to 3, which is at 161 Fibonacci, is 1.28386. We are now going to set out our stop loss at 100 PIP. 100 PIP. That 100 PIP will give us about $80 something. We are going to see in the next screen. So we have our entry price, which is our buy stop, will be 1.234699. Our take profit 1.28386. Our stop loss 1.224699. We use buy stop. Why are we using buy stop, not the buy limit? Because the Fibonacci entry point is above our current price. If you are setting a buy stop, you are buying price to be above the current price, you are using buy stop. If you are setting your buy price below current price, you are using buy limit. So for this, we are using what? Buy stop. If our entry is below current price, we could have used buy limit. Next slide. Now, using our PIP calculator, which you already downloaded, we will now see the 100 PIP we use as our stop loss is how much? Look at it, it's $80.92. And our account is having $200. So this stop loss is ideal. It will not consume all our money. That is the essence of the PIP calculator. To check each PIP is equivalent to how much. And we arrive at this by putting our USD CAD and the price we are buying, then it calculates the equivalent of the 100 PIP in dollars, which is $80.92. Next slide. So this is our ABA trade. You click on the limit, you are going to have your open limit and close limit. Can you see them? The close limit is by your right hand side, and then the open limit is next to it. And under the open limit, you will see your buy stop, which is on top. And we are using buy stop because we want ABA trade to buy USD CAD for us at a price above the current price. So when we set it, ABA trade will keep our order pending until when the price reach that amount, then they are going to buy it for us. Next slide. So you can now see where we set our buy stop. You double click on the buy stop, then a dialog box will come. You now type your price. That is the price at the 38.2, which is our entry price. When you type, you leave it at GTC and then you click on apply. Are we getting it? Yes. Next slide. The next thing is, you said you are take profit. Your take profit, you come to the sell limit. Under it, you will see take profit, you double click and a dialog box will come in. You now type your exit price, which is found at Fibonacci 161.8. Type the price in the dialog box, choose your default GTC, and then you apply. The next thing is to set your stop loss, which is also on the sell limit. You go below the take profit, you see your stop loss. Double click on it, a dialog box will come up. You now type your stop loss, which is 100 PIP down the current price. And then you click on apply. With this, you can now click execute. Then ABA trade will put your order pending. They will be monitoring when the price of USD CAD will reach that your buy stop. As soon as it reaches, they will buy it for you, even if you are not around. And then when they buy it for you, your take profit and stop loss are in action. One is covering the top, one is covering the bottom. The highest you will lose is $80 out of your $200 if this goes bad. Are we getting it? Good. This is how to use Fibonacci with your buy limits or the open limits. Any question? This is ideal where you use Fibonacci, you can just be setting them. And then at a point in time, ABA trade will just execute it for you. So you trade with your known pattern, either a bearish pattern or the bullish pattern. You can see the two. Next material will be FX trading management. If there is no question, we'll move to the FX trading management. Just go to FX trade management, which is the last material we are going to take in this class. Okay, the essence of this last material we are going to take is there are 6 items you are supposed to manage them very well in your trading. And these 6 are your equity, which is your capital, the risks you are going to face, the position you are taking, the profit and loss, the trading times, and the markets. So this material is going to take us through how we manage these 6 items. First is the equity. Equity is the capital you invested in your FX account, either virtual or cash. Where you are using demo, you are using virtual equity. Where you are using live account, you are using cash equity. Not managing it well can result to liquidation. Liquidation means losing all what you have. The core philosophy in managing equity are allowing your equity to grow if it has not reached lot size, separating profit that is meant for use from it, and good putting sufficient amount into investment. These are the philosophy behind equity management. Now, sourcing starting capital. When you want to start Forex, you will now have to look for capital. We try to look at some common way of raising capital. The ways, we list the way now. In the next slide, we take them one after the other. You can raise your capital, initial capital, by salary, extra earning, asusu or adashe, soft loan, sale of assets, gifts and donations, friends and family, UFS, FX, UBA FX back loan, and sterling double target. You also have to set your labels at either micro lot, mini lot, or lot, etc. Setting for progression to next equity level and decide which CFD to use at each level. You also put plan to move equity to next level. Example, converting profit back to equity, topping of account, getting money within FS community like referrals credit, and copying salary, etc. So let's take each way of sourcing capital one after the other. We move. The first one is using your salary to generate your capital for Forex. Salary is a fixed amount of money that is given to an employee for working on monthly basis. It is a liquid cash and very easy to move around. And normally salary is given when you stay for 20 days working. Minimum days in the month required for you to earn salary is 20, and the maximum is 31. It is guaranteed to come once the period expired if there is no problem. Supposing you want to use salary as capital, let's look at the advantages of using your salary to raise your capital, and then the disadvantage. The advantage, liquidity, you have the cash at hand. There is no difficulty to go to look for the money because you are getting it from your salary. Another advantage has fixed period of coming. If you use October's on, you are very sure by November another money will come and cover the shortage. It can be safe to reach needed amount if the person is having a wise spending. But people not having wise spending, hardly can they save any money from their salary. I know of some people that finish their salary within the first 2 weeks, and the remaining 2 weeks they have to bet it to survive. Disadvantage of using salary as a source of your Forex capital. 1. Salary normally comes with demands. Some people before the salary comes, they have already budgeted half of the salary. Some have already collected loans, half of the salary. So it becomes very difficult for such people to reserve some money out of salary to be their capital in Forex. The second disadvantage, being a primary source of income, normally is used to fund your personal budget, and saving may sometimes be very difficult. It is from your salary you are going to get money for your rent if you are renting, money for your transportation if you are using it, money for your feeding, money for the health facility to the family, and all those things that comes in your personal budget. The primary source is the salary. So it's very difficult for you to add another thing on the salary. The disadvantage number 3, except bigger employees, salary is usually small. So small that you cannot raise capital for Forex out of it. The last disadvantage is to use it as a Forex capital source. Normally you must have to cut your budget out. You must have to reduce some spending before you can save. So that makes it another disadvantage for using salary. The next one is extra earning. Extra earning is money coming to you apart from your salary. We call it extra earning. Usually coming as a result of other activities outside your normal activity. Example, overtime for civil servant, NATA, TED form, stream B allowances for those lecturing in polytechnics, arrears, investment return, and so on and so on. It has no specific period of coming. It usually comes once in a blue moon when something happens. Now let's look at the advantages of extra earning and disadvantages for using it as what? As your source of capital. The advantage, normally extra earning doesn't come with a budget attached to it. So that makes it very easy to be used as a source of Forex capital. Sometimes it may be insufficient enough for your capital. Some people get their extra earning very large. And lastly, it is easy to divert them as Forex capital because you don't know when they are coming. And naturally, you will not have put a demand on them. Disadvantage, it is difficult to be saved since there is no fixed time for it to come. When you want to save it, you cannot save it. And another disadvantage, sometimes the extra earning is too small, smaller than your salary. The next one is what in the southwest is called asusu. In the north, it is called adashe. It is a saving plan usually for capital projects. People contribute money for one member in a time, then together contribute for the next member another time until all the members benefited from the contribution. That is what is called adashe. In northern Nigeria, it's known as adashe, while in the southwest, it is referred to as asusu. Now let's see the advantages and disadvantages of adashe as FX capital. The advantage, it is easy to raise large amount of money without burden because people will join hands to contribute for you. And normally it gives you liquid cash. The cash is available. And the third one, individual member contributes small amount and not need of code in personal budget. Disadvantage, if individual is placed at the end, if you are at the end, it will take time before you get your source of capital for FX. Sometimes the contribution may fail and ends up in conflict. Sometimes it ends up in police station or in the court of law. The next method is collecting soft loan as capital. A soft loan is a loan having the following. 1. There is less need of collateral. 2. There is no or there is less interest rate. 3. Process of applying is less rigorous. 4. Refund process is not heavy. And 5. Access to cash is easy. So these are the quality of soft loan. So some people can resort to soft loan as their FS capital. Advantage, you get liquid cash in soft loan and easy to access and easy to refund. While the disadvantages, sometimes amount is small, it cannot be enough for FX. And the public is not aware of it in most cases. The next one is sale of assets. You can sell your assets like your house, real estate, like your vehicle, like your other machines, like some of your electronics, and so on and so on. You can sell them to raise money for your FS capital. Asset can be sold to raise FS capital, and we say common asset to sell include land, estate, farm animal, vehicle, electronics, furniture, and fixtures. Then let's take a look at advantages and disadvantages of sales of asset as means of FS capital. The advantages, you get a liquid cash. Normally you get liquid cash as you sell. It's less burden to implement. Large amount of money can be raised through sale of assets. And normally, there is no need to cut any budget because you don't know about the money coming. There is no budget on it. Disadvantages. Sometimes when selling assets, you have to cut down the price for you to get a buyer. Something you buy 2 million, you may cut it at 1.2 so that a buyer will come. That's the major disadvantage. The next one is gifts as capital. Somebody will just give you the amount you need to start your Forex. How I wish I would give somebody like that. Gifts are money given freely by someone. It may range from very small amount to average amount. Gifts normally comes from someone dear and normally someone rich. Some gifts are not liquid cash, but in kind. We take a look at the advantages and disadvantages of gifts as FX capital. Advantage. Normally gifts come with no burden and no condition. And in few times, amount may be sufficient. Disadvantage. Normally amount given as gift is small. And one may not have a dear one to give you a gift. Or you may have a dear one but not rich enough to give you. Yes. The next is there is what we call the UBA-FX back loan as capital. For those of us that open our domiciliary account in UBA and you fund it with dollar, you are entitled to collect this kind of loan for your Forex. Maximum amount is 8.5% of deposits. It's 85%, sorry. 85% of deposit in your UBA domiciliary account, but amount not exceeding 10 million. Normally it's 85%, but where the amount is going to go greater than 10 million, they will only give you 10 million. Requirement: there must be a functional UBA domiciliary account and there must be FX involvement to see that you are doing Forex and profit is coming from broker. It will increase your chances. The refund period is 36 months on an interest of 18%. Each year you are going to give them interest 18% from your trade. If you spend 6 months, it's 9%. And then there is one-off management fee of 1% you are going to give them. The next one, you must have your salary in UBA. Your salary account, not the domiciliary account, the NERA account must be in UBA. That is your collateral. You must be a civil servant. Eligibility criteria. There must be functional FX saving or FX current account, duly completed loan application form, valid means of identification, either your international passport, national ID, or driver's license. And then there must be employers undertaking to domicile your salary with UBA. How to apply? You visit UBA branch to complete a loan application form, and you submit a completed loan application form with supporting document at any branch. You execute an offer letter detailing the loan terms and requirements following loan approval. Loan will be disbursed into salary account domicile with the bank. Then we look at the advantages of UBA FS back loan and the disadvantage. Advantages first. Loan is given in US dollar equivalent. That's another advantage, will be given to you in Naira. Salary domicile is the only collateral. If your salary is going to UBA account, that is your collateral. And easy to access. Interest rate is 18%, which is lower than the interest rate at commercial banks, which go up to 23%. Disadvantages: it requires salary domiciling, meaning if you are not a civil servant, you cannot access it. Amount to be given is only 85% of deposit in your DOM account, which is too small where your DOM account is having small amount. The next one is called the sterling double target capital. The sterling double target capital is incremental deposit debited from your salary account. Debit continues until the amount you are targeting is achieved. This is very good for people that cannot save money. If you now apply for this, as soon as your salary comes, Sterling Bank will remove that amount and keep somewhere for you. Another salary they will remove until your target amount is reached. They give you the money, and you now go and invest. Not only the money, you will enjoy interest because they will do business with your money. Target amount is achieved by 90% of deposits, and then the 10% will come from the bank. So if you are targeting to raise $100, from your salary, $90 will be deducted, and then the bank will give you $10 as interest. Deposit can be monthly or any period of your choice. One can terminate deposit at any point in time. So you can see the form for filling for double, sterling double. Next. This is the account as you enter to show your name, and it will show you the 3 items where you have a new target application, and then you have existing target application. The existing one will be shown on the left hand side, and then you have other menu on your right hand side. New profile registration. The link there is for new profile registration. If you are interested, you click on that link to create a new profile registration. But you must know that you have an account with Sterling, and it is the account you are receiving your salary. And then application is 100% online. You don't need to go to bank. You will apply, finish everything without going to the bank physically. You can set beneficiary account. You can set an account where they will put in the deposit. Where you do not set account, they will keep it for you. Or it will be deposited in special account to be deposited in your account at the end of the deposit. You can look at some transaction in this account here. Transaction confirmation. They will show you some transaction taking place regarding your sterling double targets. And if the operation is successful, the success confirmation will show to you your target investment has been booked successfully, and then the deduction will start until the amount is reached. Look at one target there. Like the first target is targeting 3 million. And then you can see it started September 2021 and is going to end October 2024. And the name of the beneficiary of that target is there. So at the end of the day, the user will save 90%. 10% will come from Sterling as an interest because they are going to do business with the saving. So if you want to go for the sterling double target, this is my referral code. When you come to fill the form, they will ask who refer you to Sterling. You can put this my code so that Sterling can give me something. That's my referral code. Let's look at the advantages and disadvantages. Advantage now. Deposit can be terminated at any point in time. That's one advantage. It's better than loan because you don't have a pressure of refunding the loan. 10% interest at the end of the deposit is given to you, so you only save 90. Periodic deposits are withdrawn automatically from your source account. On ending deposit, target amount is automatically sent to your own account. Disadvantages now. It requires salary domiciling an account with a regular deposit in Sterling. Before target amount is achieved, it will take time. That's another disadvantage. Another disadvantage, ability to cancel target may prevent reaching the target. Some people will keep on canceling before they reach the capital amount they need. So these are the disadvantages of Sterling double capital. So we now talk about insufficient equity. That is when you don't have enough capital in Forex. What is going to happen? This is the major problem traders face regarding equity. Trading with insufficient equity is extremely difficult to yield profit, even done by professional trader, because stop loss seem not to work well. It either becomes trigger before bounce time or allows large amount of money in equity to go. 2. Small loss will necessitate top up, and before trader knows, top up become large. Profit is normally small. Expensive items cannot be bought, and generally, volatile items cannot be traded easily. The solution is to have a stable equity which is 100,000 US dollar, which is about 56 million naira. That is too big an amount, and it's unrealistic for an average trader to raise. So the solution is not to raise your equity to a stable amount. Rather, raise your equity to reach a level that you will enjoy your profit if you enter into leverage with your broker. Then look for leverage from your broker to raise your equity to a lot size and trade with CFD when taking position. That's the recommendation. There is always a wise saying in Forex. The wise saying is that you invest only an amount you can afford to lose. How can we know an amount that we can afford to lose? An amount that will not cause you headache, panic, and painting or debt when you lose it entirely. Look at the money. When you lose it, you can sleep well today without having nightmares. That's the amount you should invest in Forex. Or an amount that you will not have to suffer before you can raise it. Amount that you will not suffer before you now raise that money. Or amount you can conveniently give it out as a gift. That's the amount you can afford to lose. Or amount that you do not cancel budget before you get it. So these are the yardstick to measure which amount can you invest in Forex according to the wise saying. While I personally have my own saying to traders, my saying is that try and trade with your profit only. How is that possible? You invest, get profit out of trading. As you make profit, gradually and periodically withdraw your capital. Then continue to raise it until you withdraw your capital, and what is left there is your profit. When you lose your profit, you will not bother, because your capital is back. It's only your profit that you lose. Profit don't carry high burden on our psychology, but capital carries. Next slide. Position management now. Position are your investment stand in Forex. It can either be long or short time. The core philosophy in position management are ensuring long position is good enough to hunt for profit and avert loss. Ensuring that short position go for profit, or short position go for minimizing loss by avoiding bigger imminent loss. Making use of an appropriate trading and study tool in taking position. Your tools can either be short time, favoring trading on some currency pairs. It can be long time, favoring long time trading on stocks, commodities, and indices. It can be volatile, favoring trading with crypto. It can be stable, favoring trading with ETFs and some stocks. It can be reliable, meaning you can use the tool alone, or it can be unreliable, where you may need another tool to confirm the result of the first. opening within the validity of result and closing based on result. They are two wise things you can do. Aiding tools, tools that will assist you while trading. The following tools can assist you take a good position. A good trading platform is one. An economic calendar is another. Trade journal, which we read about it, is another. Forex volatility calculator, charting software, financial newsware for your fundamental analysis, time zone converter that you know the clock of your market, and sometimes a good copying system. Now, there is a bull and there is a bear. I told you a bull is not permanent, neither is a bear permanent. You can be a bull today, tomorrow you turn to be a bear. You can be a bear this week and next week you become a bull. So fundamentally, when are you supposed to be one? Why you should be a bull? There are 4 reasons. 1, in a boom period in FX, which you read about, you should be a bull, or reasonable profit will pass you by. When new items come into the market, be a bull, because normally new items give profit quickly. And then on an item you know it very well, be a bull on that item, because you know the item very well. You know the terrain of the item. You know the price change of the item. And after a perfect technical and fundamental analysis, be a bull. These are 4 reasons why you should be a bull. And why you should be a bear. In a crash period in Forex, you should be a bear, or an unimaginable loss will affect your equity. When items are too old and are about to leave the market, be a bear on them, because items going to leave the market may likely cause you trouble. On a strange item you are not familiar with, be a bear. After a perfect technical and fundamental analysis, you can also be a bear. We are going to see what is a boom now. A boom is a period in Forex where almost all items spell profit. Profit is everywhere. Anything you touch, you get a profit. That period of time, we call it a boom. It is a period when professional traders make highest profits in their lifetime. Boom comes when economic position of countries in the world improve marginally. This happens once in a period of 30 to 50 years. It's a long period. That is why few of us are opportune to see boom twice. Some of us see boom only 1 time, some see it twice, some 3. If you are lucky, you will see boom period 4 times. Now a crash period. A crash is a period in FX where almost all items spell lost. Loss is everywhere. It is a period when traders lose large amount of money in Forex in their lifetime. Crash comes when several countries run into recession in the world. This is known as the global economic meltdown. This happens once in 20 to 40 years. The last time when crash occurred in FX happened in 2008. That was the last time. 2020 was expected to be the next crash. However, 2020 ended without a crash, beyond what experts are expecting.
Hopefully 2021 will
2021 is over, and there wasn't a crash. Now the next thing in position management, sometimes internet will be the cause of your loss. When you're having a poor internet, you want to buy, the buying order cannot go. Or at a time when the buy order will go, price has changed. Or you want to close, and then because of the slow connection, the sell order comes late. I believe many traders suffer this. So our advice, which we just incorporated in this slide, other traders, we have not shown them this, but this class you are watching, we make the review that there is need to teach you how to test your internet connection. So that anytime you are starting trade, test your internet connection first. Know that the internet connection will support Forex before you start. There must be internet connection to take any position on platform, either buying or selling. Poor internet can be frustrating. It can hinder opening position when buy signal is available. It can hinder closing position when sell signal is available. Latency can show wrong result or values. So if you want to test your internet connection, you use the address provided on your screen, www.speedtest.net, to test your internet connection before trading. So please, let's click on this link to test our connection now. Let's click on it, and then there will be a button go. You click on that go to test your connection. Have you done the test? Click on go to test your connection. Click go. After testing, you take your download speed. What is your download speed? And then you compare it with what we have in the slide here. If your download speed is less than 1 Mbps, please don't do any trading, because the internet will frustrate you. If your download speed is less than 1 Mbps, the advice is don't do any trading. Your internet speed is too poor for trading. While if your download speed is between 1 Mbps to 2.9 Mbps, you are operating at the recommended speed for Forex. That speed, you can do your Forex without any trouble. While if you are having 3 Mbps and above, you are operating at the optimal speed. Optimal speed, you can see everything. So you can do your Forex at 1 Mbps and above. Is there anyone having less than 1 Mbps? Mamana, what is your result? Hello, Mamana.
Hello.
Yes,
Good
Mamana.
afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. How is Azari?
Alhamdulillah, sir. It is connecting.
Okay. What do you have
When it is
as your speed when you test your, is it laptop or smartphone?
smartphone.
What do you get as your download speed?
It is just saying download and it is connecting.
Do you click on go?
Yes, I clicked.
And it has not finished
It is
giving you result?
connecting and yes, like 75%.
Okay, you wait for it to finish. What of Fatima, what do you get as your result speed? 3.66. You are operating at optimal. So you can do your Forex at this kind of speed. So the advice is before you start trading, test your internet so that you don't go into frustration. Next slide. So this is the speed test. When you go there, you just click on go so that it will start testing. Before you click go, it will tell you the type of internet connection you are having. Like the one we are seeing in the screen is using a telecommunication industry 9 mobile. You can see it. It will even show your public IP address. So when you click on go, it will now test the speed of the internet connection. Next slide.
Sir?
Yes, Mamana.
It showed me 19.86.
As your download.
Is it okay?
Download bar?
Yes.
19.86.
86.
It's more than okay, Mamana.
Okay.
It's even more than okay. You are operating at optimal speed. And you will not have issue with your Forex.
Okay.
So this is a sample of how the result will come. The first one is the number of pinging. Like in this screen, 83 is the number of pinging attempt made. The middle one is the one we are interested in. That's your download speed. Like this one now is 2.68, which is operating at the minimum recommendation. The minimum we say is 1 Mbps. So this one is operating at 2.68. You can go into Forex. While the last one we are not interested in it, that is your uplink for upload. Next slide. The next thing to test after your internet is to test your computer. You test your computer once in a while. For internet, anytime you are going to do Forex, you do your internet test. But for computer, you only test it the first time you buy the computer or anytime you notice there is a change on your computer. You now do that test. Computer speed is equally essential in successful trading. Poor computer speed can give you frustration in those three forms. You cannot use the www.userbenchmark.com. Then you download a setup, you now run it, which is called the user benchmark test, and to see your computer speed before putting the computer into trading. This may take some time, around 2 to 5 minutes, and you follow the result of the test. You do this test every time you want to change your computer, meaning you can do it for your computer now until you change computer before you test again. Next slide. This is a sample result after testing your computer. You can see what it's going to test, the PC statue, the processor, all this up to down. Next slide. The list continues, going to performance. Next slide. And each one is showing you how many percent. Next slide. The list continues to all the items you have in the computer. Next slide. Okay. This is when the test is going on. You bring the user bench, you open it. As the test starts, you will see this kind of screens. It will be showing you the test it is doing on the computer. You are out. No, you are offline. Let's wait for Fatima to join in. We are using our screen. Okay, this is the screen of the test, how the test is being conducted. So we move. The next thing after your computer test, you also need to test your browser. If your platform is browser based, you will need a good browser with optimal speed to handle your trading. Outdated browsers or low speed one can bring frustration in the following three forms. You can use the link given to you for Motion Mark 1.2 browserbench.org. Click on that link, it will now take you where you will test your browser. Normally you test your browser when you install it or when you update it. Anytime you update the browser, you run the test before you go to Forex. That is if you are using a browser-based platform. And normally your results should go from 80 to 100. 80 to 100, the browser is okay. Normally, Firefox and Chrome are found to be the best, giving you the best result. Next slide. Okay, this is the test, the browser speed test. Like this one, the result is 107.33, which is more than good, that browser. The same result. Now the profit and loss management. Profit or loss from a trade. Positive and green means profit, while negative and red means a loss. The core philosophy of profit and loss management are: 1. Protection of profits. 2. Making better use of profits. 3. Stopping loss. And 4. Planning post-loss trading. These are the 4 philosophies behind the management of profit and loss. Fixing profit withdrawal limit. You have to fix when will you be withdrawing your profit. Some go with amount limit. That means until the profit reaches so amount before they withdraw. Some are going with time limit. On the expiration of their journal period, they withdraw the profit. Some go with trading limit. How many trades? If they say they want to do 20 trades, then they will not take the profit until they do the 20 trades before they take it. Some are demands until they need money before they will come and withdraw their profit. Choosing favorable withdrawal method. The withdrawal methods are different types. We have the credit card, the wire transfer, the PayPal, the Skrill, and so on and so on. Here too, a trader must choose which method of withdrawal is he going to adopt. The top-up policy. Top-up should be treated as loan that should be deducted before profit. If you are going with a top-up, that is mean you will be using your profit to add to your capital, so that your capital will grow. You are to go to drawing board. You find out the cause of loss, then you devise a strategy to avoid future loss. Closing profits. At what profit shall a trader sell an item? Where TP is not triggered. Where TP is not triggered. Where your TP is not triggered is confusing aspect between traders on what will be the amount of profit they should get before they will sell the item. This value which is not professional. You can set this value after considering the following factors. Account with insufficient equity. You can narrow down from $10 you can close your profit if you like. And maximum of $50 you close your profit. Short-term traders on a sufficient equity. You close your trading when you achieve $2,500 to $3,000. Cryptocurrencies on sufficient equity. You closed your trade with just $400 to $600. Swing and position traders. It is advisable for them to allow their take profit to be triggered. Next slide. Trading time. Trader bail himself for trading. The core philosophy of trading time management are: 1. To avoid inactivity charges. 2. To minimize overnight charges. 3. To have orders instant execution. 4. To make trader very focused on trading. Are we in next slide?
Yes.
Go to the previous. Then go to next. Okay? You study market opening very well. You fix time in a week for your analysis when market is open. You fix time for portfolio follow-up to follow what you buy regularly. Example, hourly, daily, in a week, weekly, or in a month. Fix time to review your withdrawals. Fix time to review equity top-up. And fix time for retraining from your coach. The next item we are going for is style. There are 4 types of style in Forex. One is called scalping. The second one is day trading. The third one is swing trading. And the last one is position trading. Scalping means interval between buying and selling is in seconds and minutes. A scalping trader buy and sell item within an interval of seconds and minutes. The maximum time he takes holding an item in portfolio is an hour. Scalping is suitable for volatile item. Trader is mindful of time, usually, and not the size of the profit. You only mind, you want to close before you close for trading. Not that because the profit is okay for you. May buy an item more than once in a trading session. These are the qualities of a scalping trader. The day trader. Interval between buying and selling is in hours. Maximum time for holding item in portfolio is a day. And is suitable for medium-sized volatile items. The trader can avoid overnight charges in CFD trading and may buy an item more than once in a trading session. That's the day trader. The swing trader, like myself, I'm a swing trader. Interval between opening and closing is in days and weeks. The maximum time holding item in portfolio is 1 month. Suitable for non-volatile items. Trader is mindful of profit size and not the time. May not buy an item more than once in a trading session. Then the position trader. The interval between opening and closing is in months. The maximum time holding an item in portfolio is 1 year. Is suitable for non-volatile items. Trader allow items to fall and bounce back and thereby not suitable for small equity or underfunded account. May not buy an item more than session. These are the 4 styles we have in Forex. You go to previous again and go to next. Okay. Now, shall I be a scalping trader? These are the questions you will ask yourself whether you can fit into this style of scalping trading. If you are okay with small profits, if you have enough data to be online for an hour, if you have a good battery of your laptop or phone to stay online, if you are good in trading volatile items, if you are good at avoiding shark's bite, if you can trade 4 out of 5 days in a week, if you have insufficient equity or equity that is damaged, then you can be a scalping trader. You can be a day trader if you are okay with averagely small profits, if you are safe in trading volatile items, if you have strategy against shark's bites, if you have intention of using CFD, if you can trade 3 out of 5 days of the week, if your equity is not too insufficient, and if you cannot afford a loss. The next one, shall you be a swing trader like myself? Yes, if you target bigger profits, if you are avoiding volatile items, if you may not have enough data or battery to be online, if you have a good stop loss policy, if you have enough news at your disposal for fundamental analysis, if your equity is medium size, if you can resist what we call the profit flash. Can you be a position trader? Yes. If you target very big profits, if you don't have interest in volatile items, if you don't have enough time for trading, if you have good and working stop loss policy, if you have good TP policy, if you have enough news at your disposal to make fundamental analysis, if your equity is sufficient, if you have history of TP triggers. There is a software we have for you that will ask you questions and will recommend to you which style is okay for you. And the link on the board you are seeing is where you can download it. So we expect you to download it, answer the question honestly and sincerely. Where you don't have an answer to a question, you tell the recommender you are not sure. So let's download it, and your privacy is guaranteed. The answers you give the software will not be transferred anywhere. It's not even safe. So your privacy is guaranteed. Let's download this particular software and we run it so that it will recommend to us which style is good for us. Have you downloaded the material? Okay, you run it and it will recommend to you which of the style is suitable for you. No, you run the software first.
I don't know.
Give me a flash. Let me copy for you. You will see FX style rec.
Okay.
Run it. Let's run the software and see what is the recommendation given to us by the software. Let's run the software to see the recommendation given to us by the software. Can you right click and you run compatibility? Right click and click on compatibility, so we show compatibility. Okay. Clear option B?
The program works in area was
English only, yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. So can you explain this?
The program requires additional connection.
That doesn't work.
I don't see my code like this.
I don't see. Then,
Windows Vista. Windows Vista Service Pack 1. Windows Vista Service Pack 2. Windows Server 2008. Server Pack 1.
saboda da aikin ne ke bukata ne in kun ba sai ka install ne na zo na aiki a ciki. So let's continue. So when you run this, it's going to tell you which one are you supposed to go for. Mamana, were you able to run the software?
No, sir.
Okay, you didn't run it. Are you using laptop or smartphone?
I'm using smartphone, sir.
Okay. You will use laptop to run the software.
Okay.
And then it will recommend a style for you.
Okay, sir.
So let's continue with the slides. But it's not shared. It's not sharing. Okay, I think maybe we may go for 10-minute breaks. After the break, we'll return back and then we'll continue by God's grace. Thank you very much.